Okay, welcome everyone. We're going to talk about the Mount Rainier and Olympic National Parks trip for September 14th through the 22nd. Thank you for joining me today. All right, I'm Debbie Martinez. I'm a business manager for Mayflower Cruises and Tours. With you, get started. So Mayflower Cruises and Tours. 1986, Scenic Tours was founded by Glenn Maroney. In 2008, Mayflower Tours launched its first river cruise called the Dutch Waterways. Scenic was doing river cruises. They launched their own line in 2014 to call Emerald Waterways. And in 2018, Mayflower Cruises and Tours was formed when Scenic Group purchased Mayflower. We've been operating tours all over the world since 1979 with our original owners. They launched more river cruise ships, the Scenic Eclipse, which is the first Discovery yacht in 19. And then in 21, the Emerald Yacht Cruises launches with the inaugural season of the Emerald Azura. But we still have plenty of land offerings. Here's some of our product offerings. North America Holiday, which is where you'll find the Mount Rainier and Olympic National Park program. Our World Holidays, our River Cruise and Small Ship Adventures, our Emerald Azura, which is our super yacht cruises, and then the Scenic Eclipse Discovery Yacht Cruises. I'm still admitting people, sorry. Mayflower Experience. Every Mayflower Experience includes our deluxe transportation. We don't own motor coaches at Mayflower. We lease our equipment. That way we get the most up-to-date and nicest coaches and the fleets that are out there at the time. We have top accommodations for all of our group trips. A trip is combined with both groups and individuals to make sure it can go. We include luggage handling for your one large suitcase per person in and out of our hotels. In the case of Mount Rainier and Olympic National Park, that's 2 hotels. It's one at the days 1 through 5 at the Hotel Murano in Tacoma, and days 6 through 8 at the Red Lion in Port Angeles. We use a professional tour manager who will be with you from the time you arrive into Seattle until we return back to the airport for our flight home. And then we also use local guides and historians to make the touring experience even better from a local, firsthand knowledge, firsthand experience. We have unique dining experiences in our programs versus just dining in a hotel or average restaurant. And then we have our guaranteed share program. With our share program, if you are a single traveler, but you're looking for a roommate, same gender, non-smoking, and does not use any CPAP machine at night, then we can sign you up as a share. You're guaranteed to pay the twin or double price. And it's Mayflower's responsibility to find you a roommate, or you will have that room to yourself at the twin or double price. No single supplement is required. Some of the fine destinations for our world is everything from touring in the East to safaris to river adventures to European destinations. But today we're focusing on the Mount Rainier and Olympic National Parks program for the Maryland retired school personnel from September 14th through the 22nd. I will make mention that this program includes round trip airfare from Baltimore to and from Seattle. But I have had some travelers call me and ask, what if I live in such and such a place? we can do gate air from any US gateway to meet us in Seattle for the touring experience. So if you're maybe a retired school personnel who's moved away from the Maryland area, but still would like to travel with us, we can have you join from any US gateway. So we're going to explore the Pacific Northwest on this trip. We're going to see Seattle's vibrant waterfront, to the British Columbia area of Victoria. We're going to see the deep waters of Puget Sound, the majestic Mount Rainier, and then even a native Indian village. So into Seattle, as the map shows, we'll do our transfer upon arrival. We'll go from the airport to our hotel in Tacoma, excuse me, for our first 5 nights. I love this tour. I call it a hub and spoke tour. So we'll be able to do our touring from our 5 nights staying in Tacoma and explore the various areas. And then we're going to change hotels midway through the program and move up to Port Angeles, where we'll do another 3-night stay. Nothing is more accommodating than being able to spend the night in one hotel for multiple nights stay. Just provides a better touring experience, less time that we have to move in and out of a hotel with that luggage or baggage, as I call it, handling it. Even though it's included, it's just less unpacking and more comforting for you. We're going to begin our touring experience into Tacoma, and beautiful Mount Rainier is our backdrop here. So we take the transfer from the airport to the Tacoma Hotel. This is downtown Tacoma, a very vibrant, energetic city, artistic for sure. And we're heading to the hotel, Hotel Murano. The hotel is has an elegant flair. It's designed in modern decor. There's various artworks throughout the hotel, almost like a museum. Provides us with sculpture and information. It's illuminated on panels throughout the hotel. So it's almost like a mini museum. It has multiple lounges, a restaurant, room service, a gift shop. Very nice hotel for us to spend multiple nights stay there. Rooms are tastefully decorated with the red glass lamps, large closets, plasma TVs, mirrors. Very nice. Some of the rooms have a view, a waterfront view. It depends on where we're allocated for that, but wonderful location for dinners on own. There's many choices within walking distance of the hotel, and we're not far from theater either. We begin our program on day 1 with a welcome dinner. It will take place in the hotel at the restaurant. It'll be served first evening so that we get a good night's rest before touring our next day. Our next day, then, we're going to start with our hands-on session in a Tacoma glass shop or a hot shop. And we're going to have the opportunity this morning to create our own art pieces. And it is fun to make something that you will be able to take home with you from the tour. You're making your own souvenir to go, if you will. But we'll participate in the glass making, blowing, and then our pieces will be delivered to the hotel as a small souvenir before we go home. So you can make a paperweight, a bowl, an ornament. There's a lot of different opportunities for creation. But step by step, they'll walk us through the process of making the glass. And as far as choosing the colors that we want to incorporate in our pieces of artwork, you'll even have an opportunity to stamp it with your initials and something to be talked about and take back home to share with those who could not come on the tour. We're going to visit the renowned Museum of Glass. We're going to cross the Chihuly Bridge, Dale Chihuly, the famous artist of glass. We'll see the collection of classic artworks as we make our way across the bridge. This is the ceiling, and then the little areas inside the bridge that have the different pieces of artwork for us to see. We're going to see the collection of collectible automobiles here at LeMay's America's Cars Museum. And that'll round out our first day of touring, or day number 2. Lunch and dinner are on own this day, but there are plenty of opportunities where the tour manager will make suggestions of something that might be suitable to your taste. Okay. Our next day, which is day number 3, we're going to enjoy morning free, and then we're going to set sail for Blake Island and the ultimate Northwest Native American experience at Tillicum Village. And Tillicum Village will immerse ourselves in the culture, the history, the traditions of the Northwest Native American tribe that call this place home. We'll have it included fire roasted lunch meal reserved for us here at Tillicum Village. We'll hear the storytelling and their traditional longhouse, and you'll see the totem poles that they are famous for. Our next day is a true highlight. It is going to the Northwest Trek Wildlife Park. And people anticipate this visit more than anything. We are participants on an open air tram ride. We're going to take a tram through the park. It's filled with evergreens, wildlife, as you can see, lakes, meadows, but some of the wildlife we might see: bison, elk, moose, sheep, along the way of our adventure today. Our group is really excited to see the animals and the wildlife up close, and see our beautiful vistas as we trek our way through the wildlife park. Some of our friendly animals that we'll see. And then we're coming into Seattle. We'll have a guided tour of Seattle this day, including we'll have a local that'll join us for a morning step-on guide. He'll create a fun, exciting atmosphere and learn about Seattle, the salmon population, the history of the city of Seattle, the Space Needle, of course. We'll have some time with him in the morning exploring the city. We'll have a little bit of free time at the lunchtime hour. We'll see Pioneer Square Historic District. We'll see the waterfront park. And we'll end up spending time at Pikes Peak Market for our afternoon lunch, and own and a bit of shopping. This is the Fremont Bridge, which crosses the canal to Seattle. Pikes Peak Market, Fresh Market, always bustling with crowds. Cups of food or something for lunch, chowder. A place you won't want to miss when you're in Seattle, the public market. We're going to continue our touring experience in the afternoon to the Boeing Red Barn factory. We'll visit numerous displays. We'll see the historic aircraft, the Space Gallery, Boeing's original Red Baron factory. We will have a chance to check out all of the planes, Air Force One. And then we're going to cross into Tacoma's narrow bridge. To the Olympic Peninsula, as they call it. Different vegetation. Visit the charming village of Port Gamble, Port Townsend. For a guided tour. Port Townsend is known for its Victorian architecture. So we'll see some of the Victorian homes there from the era. And then this afternoon, we're going to make our way to the lavender fields, and we're going to Squim's Lavender Field. For all the sensations, the smell, the view, the beauty of the Squim Lavender Field. Travelers really enjoy their visit to the lavender field. to take in the sights as well as the smells. Okay. I'm just waiting for it to catch up a little bit. Our journey goes into the lovely field of lavender. It's like a replica of Mount Vernon, George Washington's home. It's actually a bed and breakfast that sits on this piece of property. We'll see the views of the Cascade Mountains in the background, and we'll be able to stop at this quaint little place filled with the fresh fragrance of lavender.
Internet's drying, sorry.
Oh, my internet's drying, sorry. We'll see the Race Rocks Lighthouse out here in Vancouver Island. Our next day, we're going to need our passports. We're going to cross the strait and we're heading out to Vancouver Island. And it's about a 90-minute ferry ride or so out to Vancouver Island. We're heading out to Vancouver. It's a beautiful English background charm of England. This is the northern portion of the island. We're actually going to see the Empress Hotel, very famous in Vancouver, known for its high tea and English style. The Parliament building, part of our tour, but we're ultimately heading to Bouchard Gardens. And the gardens will not disappoint. We'll have time with a local guide that will walk us through the different gardens. There's the Jenny and Robert Sunken Gardens, the Japanese gardens, rose gardens, all of the beauty of the gardens for our life enriching visit to Bouchard Gardens. They have a great little gift shop if you want to buy some souvenirs with a great selection. But truly, one of the highlights of the Mountain Rainier program is Bouchard Gardens. Just don't forget your passport. Dinner this evening then is within the view of the harbor, Victoria Harbor House Restaurant, before we sail back and come back to Port Angeles for our overnight. Good food, great location, handles groups well. It's a long day of travel from going over to Victoria, but so worth it. And then the following day, we're going to go to Olympic National Park. We're going to take about a mile ride up to the summit. We're going to visit the visitor center at Olympic National Park. There's an easy walking trail that leads around the park area from the visitor center. We'll see some wildlife, some deer, some woodpeckers, baby salmon in the stream. You'll see, and then we'll continue our visit. We'll see Lake Crescent. This is the Hurricane Ridge Visitor Center I was speaking to you about. And then we'll make our way back to Port Angeles. We'll have our farewell dinner here in Port Angeles at a local restaurant. And then some of the fine details of the program, again, September 14th through the 23rd, 9 days, 13 meals, 8 breakfasts, a lunch, 4 dinners are included. So 5 nights in Tacoma. We'll do the Museum of Glass and our hands-on Chihuly glass experience. The Car Museum over to Blake Island and the Native American tribe that's there. The Northwest Wildlife Park, Mount Rainier, our city tour of Seattle, Museum of Flight, Victoria, and then Olympic National Park. So the price per person based on twin or guaranteed share, $4,249. That does include your air from Baltimore and also your travel protection plan of $250 per person. If you require a single and you truly want to be a single without a roommate, it's $5,598. We're offering an early bird special over the next month. So by the end of November, it's a $200 per couple or $100 per person early bird savings to spur some bookings and get early booking activity. That again, and this is for next fall. The aspens, the evergreens, it'll be a beautiful time to be out into the fall in the Pacific Northwest. Your deposit due is $200 per person. That is for the tour deposits. And then the trip protection plan, which we've included in your price of the $42.49. The tour protection is $250. So really your deposit and insurance is a total of $450. And that is due at time of reservation. Also, I know Lana included the reservation form and the flyer copy at the beginning. If you could fill out and scan the reservation form to me, as well as we do need copies of everyone's passport, because that's the way we're going to issue airline tickets. So you can scan your passport copy to me. I'll make sure it gets into the air department and ticketing takes place accordingly. We only require one other payment, and that is final payment. And that's due at 60 days before we depart. And again, that traveler protection plan of $250 is included in your tour cost. And it does protect you in case of cancellation for any reason. It's not a medical or doctor or a legitimate, legitimate, yes, but for any reason, we, put that in there. We know people sign up, they want to go on tour, they intend to go, but sometimes something comes up that will prevent them from being able to go. We don't want you to sacrifice your money. So you'll receive a full refund, less $250 that you paid for the trip protection plan, as long as your cancellation happens within 1 day prior to, more than 1 day prior to departure. And now I will open it up to see if anyone has any questions for me. I would suggest, as far as clothing goes, layered clothing, it is fall. It's fall by you now. It's fall here where I am in Michigan. And so sometimes we need to layer up on clothing in the morning, but by afternoon, the sun comes out, we can shed some layers. If you don't want to be cold, we want to be comfortable in the touring experience while you're with us. So I will open now for questions. If you want to use the raise the hand icon, I will answer if there's any. I encourage you, as soon as you're confident that you want to take the trip, you're ready to put down your deposit, get a hold of me via email or my cell phone. And again, I'll give you that information. My email is debbie@mayflowercruisesandtours.com. My home phone operates as my business as well. 810-797-5710. Or my mobile number, my cell, 630-673-0773. So I hope I've given you a taste of what this tour entails. We look forward to welcoming you on your Mayflower Cruises and Tours to the Pacific Northwest and on our Mount Rainier and Olympic National Parks program for September 14th, 2023. Does anyone have any questions?
If you wanted to stay after.
Good question. I have been posed with the question, if you want to stay after, we can make those arrangements for you and vary your air. There'll be a small deviation fee for extending your stay, but it can be done. Just make sure you mention that at time of reservation, and we'll work on the details for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Well, I'm going to wish you a happy fall, happy November 1st. Happy holidays to you as they come up. Please call me with any questions you may have. And I'll look forward to talking with you. Thanks for taking the time today. Have a great afternoon.